channel. I'm MoedotJ and we are locked in. This is episode 5 of Euphoria, and this season actually seems like it's going to be a little bit better than season 1. I know there was a little down moment, but last week we seen what Nate and his father was going through. Cal was really going through it. He was tripping out in that foyer where he exposed everything to his family, and I mean literally exposed everything to him. But before we jump into episode 5, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Rue, we know that she had a $10,000 bag worth of drugs. We seen that Jules and Elliot started messing around. And what they don't know, except for Elliot, is that Rue is Rue and she is always high. So let's jump into it. This is episode 5 of Euphoria. We start the episode off with Rue's mom talking to her saying, "It's okay, I'm not mad. I know you're doing drugs again." So the first thing Rue thinks is, did Gia tell? Because you remember Gia was like, look, you can smoke a little weed, just don't do drugs because you go overboard. Now you hear Rue in there tripping out. Gia hears all this. She trying to put in her headsets to tone it down. This makes Rue upset. She goes in there, she's yelling at Gia, and Gia's like, I never told mom anything. Mom must have figured that out on her own. So now the whole family is yelling. We know Rue's mom really can't contain her. So Rue is saying, drug test me then. If you think I'm doing drugs, drug test me. I just smoked a little bit of weed because of my panic attacks. Her mom's like, nah, it ain't weed that you're doing, honey. She tells her it's not weed that you're doing, it's opiates. Now you remember she had that suitcase up under her bed that had all those pills in it that she's supposed to pay the plug back. Well, the mom is saying, look, Jules is the one that told me you're on drugs. She's like, Jules? Rue has a lot going on. Jules is the one that snitched on her. Gia actually held it down. The mom, she's like, I know that you're doing drugs. And she got rid of the pills. Now Rue is going through it because you remember that suitcase was worth $10,000. She wanted a plan to come up with a way to be able to do drugs for free. So she told Lori that I can sell all these drugs for you. Me and a couple of my friends, we can sell all of it. But the whole time she was using it. So now she's really tripping out. I'm talking full junkie mode. Man, this back and forth scene, I'm telling you, Rue played the hell out of this. Or should I say Zendaya played the hell out of this. She goes in there, she's yelling at her sister. She's upset with her mom. One, because she's having withdrawals. And when you have withdrawals, you need that high. You need it immediately. But all these pills were thrown down the toilet. So she's kicking in the door. She actually kicks a hole through the door. She pushes her sister down. Her mama slaps her and tells her to get out. Man, this whole house is in hell right now. It's on fire. Rue, she needs that suitcase back. She needs the drugs, not only for her high, but to stay alive. Because you remember, she said, if you don't have them, I'm going to put you out there. I'm going to kidnap you, and I'm going to make you live in the worst way. Gia, you know, she's sad because she's the one that actually discovered her sister Rue when she OD'd. Now she's in the room and Rue is accusing her of being the one to snitch, but she really held it down for her sister, didn't say anything, but she thought it was just some weed. Rue's in the hallway crying, talking about she wants to get clean, but she can't. The mom is upset because she got to protect her daughter. When somebody's in full junkie mode, the best thing you can do is separate you from them. Rue done tore up her room, kicked a hole in the door. She done tore up stuff in the mom's room because she's looking for that suitcase. She calms down a little bit because she thinks that she's calm and she talks regular to her mom, she can get an answer. She's like, what did you do with the drugs that was in that suitcase? And all you hear was, we flushed them down the toilet. Jules and Elliot is in the living room, so they heard all of this going on. And I told you, and when they're in full junkie mode, she goes over to Elliot. She pushes him in the head because he's a junkie too. Not to the level that she is, but he's a drug addict also. She pushes him in the head because why would you tell anybody that when we were doing drugs together and I left some drugs in the bathroom for you? But you remember he blew his off of the counter. And now Jules is about to get the blunt end of this junkie rant. She's telling Jules, you're a whore for love. You don't love anybody. You love to be loved. You're her biggest regrets. Jules is sitting there crying. She's like, oh no, ain't none of that crying now. I'm on your ass, Jules. You done told on me. And we done found out that Jules is sleeping with Elliot. I don't know what the hell they got going on. But Rue is saying, you're the biggest regret. I wish I'd never met you. You were dead to me. Now, even though she's mad at all of them, you know what her head is. I need that next hit and I need them drugs back because I got to make some money. And just to reiterate, Jules, you're on the top of the list of things that Rue regrets. Meeting you, you're dead to me. This relationship is over with. Rue, she's still going through it. She's in the hallway. She's crying. She wants to get clean, but it's just taking control of her body. So you hear her mama say, we're going to take you to the ER. We're going to get you clean. But in reality, she's not taking her to the to the ER. She's taking her back to rehab. Gia goes in there and starts packing her some clothes, because when you go to rehab, you're going to be there for a while. It's going to be an extended stay. If you're just going to the ER, it's just, we'll go up there today. They may keep you overnight. You don't really need a change of clothes per se. I mean, I would take one. But she sees them packing a suitcase and she's looking at it like, what's going on? We going to the ER. Why is there a suitcase packed? And we got Elliot just sitting outside smoking a cigarette when they ride by. While they're in the back, Rue, she's still going through it. G is up front. She even offered the front seat to her sister. You know, she wanted to play it cool to keep Rue on their side. But when they get in the car, she's saying, where are we going? This isn't to the ER. And the mama's saying, oh, we're going to rehab. It's the same thing. The rehab and ER are totally different things. The ER, they're going to go in there if there's an emergency. Rehab is for the long run. Like that ER is for right now. Rehab is the extended stay. And we already seen how she was in rehab. So Rue is hearing this and she is not trying to go back. When they get to the stoplight, oh no, Rue hears that we going to rehab. She hops out. She's running around, cars are stopping. I'm like, oh, here we go. We're about to be on the run trying to chase Rue. You hear Gia in the passenger seat talking about, get her, mom, get her. First of all, there's no get her. When she's out here running in between these cars, you just got to wish for the best, because if you get out there, cars are already swerving, trying not to hit Rue. They may swerve and hit you. They may hit your car because it's parked here. And G is talking about go get her. No. When the light turns green for me to turn, I'll go down that street and we'll try to get her. But we can't risk everybody's life trying to save one life. Like, this is ridiculous. Rue is at the intersection. She hops out. Everybody's scared, slamming on the brakes, trying to dodge her, because they're like, man, what the hell? And Rue just takes off. Now, she's not the fastest of runner, because that side is hurting a little bit, because, you know, she's having those withdrawals. That stomach is bubbling up. She ain't ate either. This is how long Rue's been running. It's nighttime. You remember, this was early in the morning. It's nighttime. She's waking up in the alley. There's water running through this little stream. Like, damn, Rue, you really have went to the extreme. You're on level 9 of being a junkie. One more step, you're going to homeless. The first thing she does is she goes to Fez's house. We know that Fez and Ashtray, they pretty much run the household themselves. When she gets over there, nobody is answering. So, of course, she doesn't have anywhere else to go. She has to find the next person on her list. I'm talking about, she walking, she's stumbling. It then rained outside. Man, this is a horrible way to go out, let me tell you. But this is the path that Ali was talking about. You remember the guy in rehab? He was telling her, you're on a path to commit suicide pretty much. What you're doing, this is going to be the end of you if you continue down this route. The next place she goes is to Lexi and Cassie's house. Now, when she opens up the door, it's Lexi. And she's like, oh, come on in. Can I use the bathroom? She's like, damn, you look bad. Are you sick? She's like, oh, yeah, it's just a cold or something. Lexi talking about, don't get me sick. Now, you look at the mom on the stairs. She's like, oh, wait, are you all right? You know what I'm saying? You look a little bad. And Rue's like, yeah, let me just use the bathroom. But what the mom is doing, I keep telling y'all, she's one of the coolest moms. And she tells her kids straight up, don't get in any trouble. Don't get pregnant. But what she's doing is talking to Rue, because she knows what Rue is going through. She's like, I went to an AA meeting. Rue went to I think they said it was a VA meeting or something like that, RA meeting. But it was basically, oh no, an NA meeting, the Narcotics Anonymous. And she's like, yeah, that girl, she's going through something. The first thing Rue does, she acts like she's going to the bathroom, but then she slips into their mom's room and she's starting to look for some pills. Anything she can find that can give her that high real quick, because that withdrawal, it ain't no joke. She comes up empty-handed, but what does she see? Some earrings. And I told you, this is level 9 of the junkie mode. When you start stealing things from your friends and loved ones, yeah, it's almost at the point of no return. You see Lexi and Cassie's mom. They knew that something was wrong. They were like, she's not clean. So the first thing she does is call Rue's mom. Now, Rue sees this and everyone's here. So it's pretty much an intervention. And they're all sitting here. And Rue, she's really not trying to hear it. This is a serious matter here. They're having a little intervention. Everyone's like, okay, let's let Rue's mom talk to her. Hey, Rue, you can make it through this. Cassie comes in. We know she's been through a big depression. You got to remember Maddy and Kat are here also. Now, Rue is saying, I can't go to rehab. I can't do this all the time. Cassie comes out and says, you don't have to go to rehab. Just take it one day at a time. Everyone's looking at Cassie like, I don't think an addict can just take it one day at a time, especially doing withdrawals. They got to get clean first and then start taking it one day at a time. I mean, that rehabilitation stage is one day at a time, but you're not just going to get there by saying, you know what? Today is the day. But Rue ain't trying to hear that. She says, Cassie, how long have you been messing with Nate? Or should I say fucking Nate? She like, Nate, she's drunk. She's an alcoholic. She's on drugs. Cassie's trying to cover it up any way she can because Maddy is here. And you know she has a fear of Maddy. But Rue was like, oh, it's been since about New Year's. I seen you run and go get in the truck. Y'all kissed and drove off. Cassie's over here. She's scared. She's starting to cry. Oh, I don't know what she's talking about. She's an addict. Maddy talk about, fuck that. I'm standing here with my best friend and she done fucked my ex-boyfriend, not her current boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend. I'm literally about to get violent. You hear Cassie's mom talking about, we don't need to get violent in here. We don't need to get violent in here. Let's just take this to another room or something. Maddy tripping out talking about, I'm gonna mess Cassie up. So they all run upstairs. Rue mama talking about, come on girls, let's not do this. Not paying no attention to her own daughter. Rue then ran up out the front door. Rue's mom, I tell you, she has to be one of the worst moms on here. There's no way my daughter's going to rehab after ODing and she's about to be just hanging out and doing all this extra nonsense. I'm doing whatever I can to make sure my daughter stays at this house and is good to go. She ain't hanging with Jules. She ain't hanging with Elliot. None of that. None of that. You're going to sit your ass at this house. The next place she goes is to Fez's house because normally Fez has a little fix at the house. But he tells her, you look bad, and also I don't keep no drugs at the house anymore. It's just not safe to do that. She's saying, come on, man. Well, at least let me use your bathroom. And he's looking at it like, I don't know. He's already a little iffy on it. She came over here before, and you remember she had a little fit because he wouldn't give her any drugs. And now he's telling her he doesn't have any drugs while she's going through a withdrawal. Yeah, let me watch her a little bit. And he was right. She was taking a little long in the bathroom. He goes back there. She's in his grandma's room trying to go through pills. And he's like, Rue, you gotta go. You gotta leave the house. And give me that bottle back. She's like, let me just get 3, man. Come on, man. She's scratching and stuff. Let me get 3. Your grandma ain't even gonna know. He's like, nah, it's the principal. So he has to physically pick her up and carry her out the house. Now, you want Fez to be the one to do this. You see Ashtray on the couch. He looking over like, man, what the hell Rue doing again? Man, you got to get this junkie up out of here. Fez and got rid of her. She don't have any drugs. She doesn't have any money to pay back for the drugs that are flushed. So while she's on the streets roaming the night again, she sees this family here. And they're about to leave and the garage is open. But as they leave, Rue looks at the camera. You already know what she's about to do. Anytime someone looks at the camera like that, look at this face. Yeah, we about to go to full junkie mode level 10. She runs and rolls up under the damn garage door before it closes. Man, Rue, you are too far gone now, girl. Now, when she gets in the house, she makes it upstairs, but there's an unexpected guest in the house, and it's a dog. Now, this dog, I'm looking at it. Rue, she probably about 90 pounds, 95, maybe 96 pounds. This dog would tear her apart, but it turns out it's a nice dog. It would just ground a little bit, then it just came over there and sit by her. She starts stealing a little bit of jewelry from out of the bathroom, a couple of necklaces out the closet, but then she looks up under the bed and there's a safe. Now she initially puts in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pounds. It doesn't work, but the combination was 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 pound, and it opens up. I'm talking about there's some loose cash in there. There's also some jewelry in there. There's a gun in there too. The owners of the home, they actually returned back from wherever they were going a little bit early, and they're like, man, it just didn't work. Now, when the woman goes into the bathroom, she starts to notice that some of her jewelry is missing. She's like, honey, it looks like we've been robbed. Get the gun. Now, the gun is in that safe. And when the guy looks up under the bed to get in the safe, what does he see? He sees Rue. He's scared. Rue is scared. Rue runs about the house. Man, this has been a long day of running for Rue. No food, no drugs. Oh, man. Good luck, girl. While she's out walking, the cops look because I'm sure that they recall that there was a robbery in the area, a young girl. And he looks and he's asking a question, hey, where you going? And she's trying to keep her composure because she's nervous. That heart is racing. Stomach is empty. She's, I'm going home. He's like, what? He's like, oh yeah, this might be it right here. Rue can't keep it together. She ends up throwing up, and guess what? We are back on the run. This time we have the law chasing after us. So we got a long night ahead of us trying to duck the police. The first place she runs, it looks like a little car lot. She jumps the fence. They got some Dobermans in there. The cops, the dogs are barking at her. She hiding in the back of the truck. The race is on. I'm talking about she all over the city. She had to get up out the parking lot. She done climbed on the roof, closed the man's garage. She in there trying to watch the game. You got a junkie, like, man, you got to keep that gun on you out here. She on the run holding that appendix because you know it's toe up. She gets to an intersection. I'm not even sure what city this is, but I'm talking about this intersection is jam packed like you on the Las Vegas Strip. She goes over there. She stops. She's like, oh, Lord, please don't let me die running across this. She sprints across. She makes it one lane. Cars hit each other. They collide. The cops are stopped. They got to call for backup because ain't no way they get across the street with everybody just driving like this. They blowing past her hair in the wind. They like, oh shit, if I'm a cop, yeah, man, pursuit is off. This girl is wild. She got junkie level 9.5. We ain't catching her. Cars didn't wreck. If they catch Rue, she going down for a lot of things right here. You know what I'm saying? She done broke in somebody's house. She done caused all these wrecks. It's over with if they catch her. But most junkies don't get caught. She done ran in these people's backyard. Look like they having a good old time. They got suits on. They eating. Good music. Rue done kicked through the door. The police, they open up the door. It's a woman behind it. She gets hit. I know she like, damn. This dude gets knocked over the table. You done put on your good suit. You just trying to make you look like a taco. You done fell over the whole taco thing. I would have joined the pursuit then. If a kid ran through there, oh yeah, I'm catching whoever this kid is. Look at this lady right here. She gets hit, knocked into the wall. Like, damn, man, these police ain't playing around. She hitting the next backyard, climbing over walls. There's some people in the swimming pool just chilling. Rue jumps over it, falls on her back through a glass table. Believe me, if I seen someone fall in my backyard like that, I wouldn't just be sitting there in the chair. I'm getting up, going over there, and I'm whooping their ass. I don't care who it is. You done fell in my backyard like this? Oh, no, we on your ass. We bap, bap, bap. Throw your head in the swimming pool a little bit. Yeah, you ain't getting up out of this. You done broke my glass table. You paying for this, kid. Everybody in the swimming pool chilling. These people right here, they sitting there looking. I would have got about that pool so fast. Like, man, what the hell? Now, she done ran. You hear the cops. They all out of breath, tired for running around the city. Well, they can't find her. They call it off. Guess where Rue is hiding? She got her little tail in one of them damn trash cans. But, you know, if you a cop, you're not going to think anyone's about to hide in a trash can. Not like that. Maybe the big dumpsters, but a little recycling bag like this. I mean, bin? Nah. The next stop for Rue on her adventure of running around the city of Euphoria is Lori's house. And Lori is the woman that she got the drugs from. Lori is like, Rue, oh, it's good to see you. Now, when they get in the kitchen, we know that Rue owes her money for all of the drugs that came in that suitcase. Now, you hear Lori saying, oh, I'm not mad. You could have just called me over the phone and said you didn't have it. But Rue's like, here goes maybe $1,000 worth of jewelry, $2,000 in cash. So she ain't got the whole thing. But Lori's like, yeah, how about you try to get all of this in cash? This isn't a pawn shop. Now, Lori, she's looking at Rue and she's like, you're not clean. You lied to me. Rue was like, I was clean at that time. She's like, no, you're lying to me again. But then she goes on a spiel of what happened to her. She used to be a student athlete, very good. She got injured. She can no longer perform, and that's when she got hooked on Oxycontin. And she starts explaining that she didn't know how powerful it was and how hooked she was until they took her off of it. Now, she had a good family and everything. She said they looked like a picture out of the Sears, you know what I'm saying? When you go in there, you buy a picture, and they already got a pre-made family in there. You got to take that crap out because you're like, man, these are white people. I got a black family. I didn't even know these people. Yeah, that's what her family looked like. The whole time, Rue, she's not listening to this. She's zoning out. She's looking at the bird in the living room, and she also looks down the hallway. And she's looking at Rue, and she's telling her, I don't have any meds to help you. But what Rue was looking at in the hallway is a lock. Now, you remember she keeps the drugs in the closet, but she locks the closet up. Now, Rue is saying, if you got some morphine, I could use morphine. But Lori only has it in the form of using a needle. Now, Rue doesn't do anything with needles. She might snort a little bit, smoke a little bit, but she's not doing anything with a needle. That's the only thing that Lori has that can counter this withdrawal, because that morphine is going to take away all the pain that she's having. Now, if you listen closely to what Laura is telling Rue, she's explaining everything, and she's 100% right of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You start taking these drugs, you start losing all of the excitement because you're getting that artificial stuff pumped in. And then once you get too far off of it, it's like your blood is losing oxygen and everything. And it pretty much like a dead lemon, it falls off. But Rue, she's not trying to hear that. She's hurting. She's going through a withdrawal, and she sees that there's a lock on the hallway that she wants to get to. Now, Lori, she already knows what's going on here. She knows what Rue is going through. So what she's going to do is let her stay the night, but she's going to actually try to help her. Put her in the bath, get her washed up, because you know she stinks. She been sleeping on the side of the curb in the alley. She was hiding in the damn trash can. Man, you know this girl is funky. But she has this morphine here, and you hear Rue saying, "Oh, I will take anything you got right now." Rue decides to take the morphine. So Lori, she goes and gets it, and she's like, "Rue, you got to ball the fist up." Rue saying, "I never done this before." Now, you know you need to be either in a chair or something when you're doing this, because you don't want to move a lot. You don't want to miss the vein. Now, she missed the vein several times, but she eventually gets it in there, and that morphine takes away all this pain that Rue has while she's sitting in the bathtub. While she's in the bathtub, she starts having little flashbacks about when she was younger. When her dad was alive, she actually seen Gia being born, because her dad was a significant character in her life. And ever since he passed, you remember that's how she started doing the drugs. She was in there with him. She opened up one of his things, his containers, and she started taking the drugs. And this is how she started to get addicted to it. Now she's thinking back to when her father actually passed and how she was reading a letter saying how he would always be with her. All she had to do was close her eyes and think. She really wants her father back. You seen when she was talking to her mom about everything she's going through. This is because their father left their lives. He passed away. So for Rue, this is very, very important for her to be able to have her father, or at least have the thought of him in her life. Rue looks down at her arm because she feels that, damn, man, they missed the vein a couple of times. She had like 3 holes in it. So now it looks like she really a junkie and she's shooting up. But she wakes up in Lori's house and there's a bird in there with her, and there's birds all on the wall. But Rue is back on that mission. She first tries going out that window, but it's locked. Now she's trying to get out the front door, but it's locked also. And I'm talking about with a padlock on it. There is somebody sleeping on the couch. You remember the guy that was whooping on everybody on New Year's? He's on the couch with the gun. So she's got to be very quiet. She takes the keys over off the wall, and she's trying to figure out which ones are working. She can't figure it out. She actually drops one, and you hear one of the birds. They start going off. Now she needs to find an alternative route to get up out the house. So she goes to Lori's room. She sees her and the guy in there, he's asleep. She's like, man, let me try their bathroom window. Since I know they sleep in here, I know that thing's gotta be able to open. While she's in there, she starts making a little noise. The man wakes up. You know, this guy's always walking around naked, no shirt on ever. The birds are going off. So he's looking around trying to figure out, why are these birds making all this noise? Now, mind you, they on the 2nd floor. So Rue gets out of the bathroom window. She jumps onto the balcony, and then she jumps down. She made it up out the house. It's the next day. Rue's been gone for almost 24 hours, maybe probably about 18 hours. But she finally makes it home, and her mom is like, Rue, is that you? There you go, episode 5 of Euphoria. Let me know what you think about Rue and how she done turned into complete junkie mode. Is she going to be able to get all this money back from Lori? Let me know what you guys think. I'm MoedotJ. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Demie on the beat, boy.